Militarily Speaking, episode 78, HeroBox.
This episode, we talk with Katy Saunders, Program Director at HeroBox.
Welcome to Militarily Speaking, brought to you by Armed Forces Bank. This is Tom McLean and Jodi Vickery, military spouse. I am the military retail executive for Armed Forces Bank. And Jodi, you know that Jodi has a new job now, Katy. Jodi's Chief Digital Officer.
That sounds so fancy.
Doesn't it? Do you know what it does?
No.
Me neither.
Me and
We're
Jodi
making it up
together.
She's in that first year honeymoon where she figures out her other duties as assigned.
She's been there 5 months, and I've been in this role roughly 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Comparing notes.
Yeah. For
that. Me
sure.
and Jodi's bond. No, I love that.
Yeah.
I know, you just shifted the bond from me to you.
See how that worked?
We did.
Yes.
Katy, you can't play that way.
That's what us women do. That's exactly what we do.
This could go.
This could go south for you real quick, Tom.
So I'm just going to walk away quietly.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Again, welcome to our show. We're excited to have you listening and learning all about our guest, Katy Saunders and HeroBox. I want to tell our audience, Katy, just a little bit about you before we get going here. She assumed the role of Program Director with HeroBox in November 2024. Prior to that, she worked for 8 years in real estate as a Director of Operations. With numerous family members who have served in the military, Katy feels a strong personal connection to HeroBox's mission. She handles all the Hero Day events, day-to-day donations, and all aspects of customer service.
Could you say hero again?
Hero?
I like that. Because I say hero. I say hero.
Oh,
but you say hero.
Hero.
You accentuate the he.
Hero.
Hero. How do you say it, Katy?
Hero.
2 to 1. Yeah, 2 to 1. I win.
I can't even say it like you say. Hero?
Hero.
Hero.
Now I'm going to overthink it and say it in a different way.
Hello.
Is this on?
Oh my gosh, we have lost it.
Goodness.
We have questions for Katy too,
right? 2 minutes in and we are off into the abyss.
Which is the way it should be.
Yes,
I love that.
It often is, actually.
Welcome, Katy.
Yes, back on
Thank you
track.
so
Welcome,
much.
Katy.
Thank you.
Thank you for being brave enough to step into this with us.
She's a hero.
You're a hero for that. Okay, yeah, never mind. I'm not even going to go there. It is an honor to have you on our show, and we appreciate you being here. I'd love to have you just start by telling our audience a little bit about HeroBox, and I'm confident we'll have lots of questions for you after that.
Yeah. So HeroBox started project by our founder in 2008. Basically, he had a sibling that was deployed and found out that obviously needed a little bit more of a specialized care package. And then that way, basically, if you're deployed, you're able to kind of pick and choose some things that you would like that you're not a privy to, obviously being here. So that's kind of how we started. And now we service almost 1 million deployed service members through our organization, and basically just to provide a direct way to support deployed service members.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 16-ish years later, 1 million heroes supported, 20,000 registered sponsors, and I think 1,000 Hero Days. Am I reading those numbers correctly from your website?
Yep, that's right. That is right.
Those are big numbers.
They are. That makes me proud.
Yeah.
As it should.
Yeah.
I think I told you this when I first met you, Katy, was we did something with HeroBox at Nellis Air Force Base. We have a manager out there that had experience with HeroBox, and she brought that to our company and did a hero event or hero day, probably within the last 6, 8, 9 months ago in the Las Vegas market. And we provided care packages to 3 service members that include items on their wish lists. And one thing we do here, we take pride in this too, because we do Red Fridays, right? Remembering everyone deployed. And each banking center at Armed Forces Bank will pick a particular Friday in a particular month and identify some service members that are deployed and put together care packages for them. Just kind of random, but in the spirit of HeroBox, in the spirit of Red Fridays, we're big fans of what you do, and especially in the formality of it, of HeroBox and the reputation you have, that it's pretty cool to be able to tell our audience in more detail about how people can get involved and what people can do to support you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So talk about Hero Day events in general, because if we randomly just reached out and did this, and we got some t-shirts for our team there too from your company, but how do people get involved in the Hero Day events, and tell us what a typical format is or how it gets started.
Yeah, they're actually probably my favorite thing to do. Obviously, I love to talk to individual donors, but I think the bond that you build once someone signs up for a Hero Day is incredible. Most of the time, it's obviously, like you were saying, like either corporations or, businesses that decide, hey, we've got this, seminar this week or this month, but in part of that, like, why can't we also give back? So you can, hop on the website, create the event. Obviously, I will be your point of contact. And the cool thing about that is you can kind of customize that to how personal you want it. If it's something that you have to do pretty quick and you want to just call me and say, hey, we're having this event, we want to host a Hero Day. At that point, I can say, hey, do you want me to send everything to you guys? The contents, the bags, the boxes, or is this something that you guys want to pull your team together and maybe have a contest and say, if you divide these people up and they bring items in, whoever brings the amount of items in. I like that approach just because it is incredibly personal. You're able to, either hop onto our website, see that deployed service members wish list, snag a couple of items from there, or you're able to reach out to that deployed service member, see where they're deployed. If it's a cold region, you can, completely directly communicate with them and say, hey, do you guys need gloves or, things like that. And I think that's the cool thing about that is that it's a personal in the aspect of you're helping a deployed service member, but then I also get to know a whole bunch of people across the United States, which I love, with the same, like mind, morals and values of end of the day, you want to help these deployed service members who this may be the only time that they ever get things from back home. And I love that because it's kind of a team building exercise for your business, but then it's also a way to give back and bring that full circle. Even after the event, you're still able to keep in contact with them. They can send you pictures of the items that you send. It is just incredible. It's a great way to definitely give back and to, like I said, also, have your teammates help you out too. So.
Yeah, I love that personalization and that connection. I mean, there are other companies that provide care packages and the like, but I don't know that I've ever seen one that connects you like that, where you can have conversation back and forth or some kind of a communication back and forth. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool for sure.
Let's say www.herobox.org.
Yes.
That's it.
Several times.
We have to say that at least 6 times today.
Or for HeroBox.org.
Or HeroBox.
That's right. And it's a user-friendly website, which I love. I don't say that just because obviously it's, I'm a part of it, but it is. It's so easy to hop on there and either create the event if you're doing a Hero Day or just do a donation individually. It is incredibly user-friendly, easy to navigate for sure.
That's awesome. I know when I read your profile just a few minutes ago, it talked about you having numerous family members that have served. And I'd love to hear a little bit about that. Like, obviously, it creates a connection from the military. My grandpa's, my dad, my husband, they all served. And so it does. You just sort of are tied to it, right?
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about your different ways you're connected to the military and how that helps you make the transition from what you were doing in real estate to what you're doing now with HeroBox.
Yeah, for sure. So my grandfather, my dad's dad, was Army. He was infantry and was basically during peacetime, he was actually stationed in Korea, did some time stationed in Hawaii. So obviously always grew up with like the cool stories that he always would tell me and my sister. My great uncle was also military. My child's father is military or was military. He did 2 tours in Afghanistan and basically deployed and did that. So that's huge. Obviously being able to tell my little boy, like, what his dad did and how much he helped. So it's always in the back of my mind. Like, I think if these folks were my family, how would I want to serve them? And how would I want to make sure that their experience was 100% top of the line? So that's always in the back of my mind. And I always think, like, these folks make a decision that they don't have to. And I want to always make sure that they know they have people in their corner here that are going to make sure they get the absolute best care they possibly can.
How did you find HeroBox?
So oddly enough, I have a best friend who's still in real estate, and Ryan, our founder, was and / is one of her clients. And he just said, hey, I need a program director. Would your friend be interested? And I was like, I don't know. But then I was like, it's a work from home job. Obviously being a mom, that's my first priority. So I'm thinking that would open a lot of doors to be able to be a more present parent. So I'm like, you know what, we're going to roll with it. So I took the leap of faith and I just,
Good for you.
Yeah. And like, obviously, like, religion is a huge part of my life. And I've always thought if I take the leap of faith, God will take care of me. And he always has. And it has been a huge, just positive impact on my life for sure, and my child's, to be able to obviously A, do this, and B, just be able to have a little bit more flexibility to be the best mom I can be. So that nothing will ever replace for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You talked earlier about the customization side of the house, and maybe the more efficient approach might be, as Jodi and I talked about this too, about whether it's broad brush approach or if it's a one size fits all might make it more efficient, might make more cost effective, whatever. But maybe back when Ryan started this thing, he always knew it wanted to be a more customizable, personalized delivery.
Yeah.
Are we on track with that?
Absolutely. I think that Ryan and I are very similar in the way that we think. Obviously, with him having a family member that was deployed, I think that he always had that in mind of thinking, you want to make sure that these guys don't just get a bunch of stuff that they're not going to use, or just things that, are quote unquote common. It is still, you are still able to give an absolute personal touch. And I think that is huge in this process. Our overhead is very low. So it's one of those things that we've created this platform that virtually anybody in the United States can hop on at any time and send a care package to a deployed service member. And we never say you can't add items. I had a lady a couple months ago who was doing an individual donation, and she said, I've baked some cookies. She's like, it was right before Christmas. She said, I've baked some cookies and I've knitted a few items. She said, can I include those in the box? And I was like, absolutely. Like, are you kidding me? Like, if I was the food compare and I got a box like that, I would be like, jackpot. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like, we love that. We love, people putting in personal letters of encouragement or, thank you notes, things like that. I think that's always something that's nice. Obviously being away from home, having that little bit of a personal touch from home is just incredible. So,
do you think people send Girl Scout cookies?
You could only hope if you were getting one.
No.
Tom's a bit of a peanut butter he's the peanut butter patty.
I'm a peanut butter base / Thin Mints, but then Jodi sends me articles about Thin Mints, and it scares me.
Don't give him a bad rap on our podcast.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know if that article was legit.
That article was not legitimate, and I will eat Thin Mints all day long.
All the boxes I gave you, didn't you?
Forget toxicity issues. I'm just going to go ahead and go for it.
Yeah. I don't bring them into my house anymore because the Thin Mints in the freezer, I'll eat the entire sleeve.
Do you do Thin Mints in the freezer, Katy?
No, I don't like Thin Mints. I like the Samoas, and I will literally sit down and eat an entire box at one sitting. And I'm hoping that someone from the Girl Scouts is on this podcast right now. So they're like, we're going to send you guys some Samoas. And
I know.
Send you a HeroBox for the work you're doing.
Absolutely. I will take them all day long.
I think she and I now are bonding, because if I open a box of those peanut butter patties, it's not just a sleeve.
It's weird. They just disappear.
I know.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know where they go.
Oh, I'll tell you later.
My wife does tell me that. Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Let's keep. How do you pronounce GYRO?
Oh, that's a hard one.
It is?
Yes. I think it's.
You can have fun with it, or you can do it the way it's supposed to be.
Like the Greek sandwich, right? Maybe Euro?
Ooh. What do you think, Katy?
Is it Euro?
Ooh. EuroBox, right?
At least it's not gyro.
Yeah. A lot of people say gyro.
Yeah.
I'm Southern. We always mispronounce everything. And we get away with it because we're Southern.
How close are you to
it just sounds cool.
Albany, Georgia?
Albany, Georgia? I am 4 hours from there. My mom is there.
It's Albany, because people don't want to be associated with New York, Albany, right?
This is true.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually they say Albany.
Oh.
I think they add an extra syllable.
How do you say Louisville?
Louisville?
Or do you say Louisville?
Louisville.
No, I say Louisville.
All right. Who brought this up anyway?
I think you continue to bring it up. I don't know where
it all started with you and the Girl Scout cookies, and then it went south to Georgia.
To Greek sandwiches.
Off track.
Although I could eat one of those sandwiches. Those are very good.
Yeah, same.
I bet you've never had one of those sandwiches in a HeroBox, but what are some of the...
Isn't a Hero sandwich like a hoagie too, though?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that is.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
We're really going tangential.
We are.
But we have a plethora of information to share with each other every time we get together, Jodi.
My mind can't hardly take it.
So why don't you ask her about the items that are most commonly
There's
requested?
probably no Hero sandwich, nothing perishable, I would suspect, in a HeroBox. But what are some of the most commonly requested things you get, or anything that's ever surprised you? Like, hey, wow, that's an interesting ask, and by golly, we fulfilled it.
Well, we're going to keep this a G-rated
audience, right? Keep it clean.
PG podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah. So obviously some of the items that we have got requests for are a little out there. and some deemed inappropriate. Some of the commonly requested items that we kind of see, and then I usually include too, if I send beef jerky, protein bars, the little liquid IVs that you stick in your water, coffee. So yeah, when I send, I usually try to kind of cover all my bases as far as, things that, like I said, don't really have a privy to, but would obviously love candy, snacks, chips, things like that. So
Yeah.
anything I would send my 8-year-old is usually what I do.
Hey, it all sounded like something you could send me, and I'm
Absolutely.
8 plus a different number.
Absolutely.
If you just got coffee all day, you'd be
You
fine.
could just send me a box of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coffee and chips were good.
We could be friends forever.
So we'll shift gears over to the support side of the house too, right? Because we talked about individuals, companies, we talked about hero days, talked about different ways that people can give back and be inspired for what they do. But so when we go on your website, herobox.org, there's like Texas A&M did something, Microsoft did something.
Yes.
What do you recommend as far as if people listening to this podcast or want to find out more about what they can do to support you, is how they should do that? And by the way, this is a multi-part question, so you might have to take notes on this one too.
Oh, goodness.
So park that part of it for now about how individuals and companies can get involved. And then what about how the communities might rally around you?
Yeah. So
And then
individuals.
I'm not finished.
Just let her answer those and then come back with your.
Oh, let's do that. Okay.
That'd be more
do it.
polite.
You're going to keep me on track or I'm going to need a coffee.
He's manners challenged sometimes. I apologize.
Katy, handle those first two.
Okay. So easiest, obviously, for individuals, if you go on the website, you can create an account. And it's really cool because you actually can pick a service member that you want to sponsor. So for instance, if I say, I only want to service Army or Navy or, things like that, you can, handpick that as far as like branch and things like that, and hop on there. You're able to see their wish list. You're able to see where they're deployed. You're able to see how long they're deployed, when it started, when it ends, things like that. So you get a lot of good information, and you're able, like I said, to directly contact them through their email and say, hey, we're interested in sponsoring you. What are some items that you guys really need? So that is individual. That's going to be the easiest way. Obviously, if you're an organization or a company, a hero day is going to be the best. And those are super easy. And like I said, those are all kind of fine tunable to a budget, the amount of people that you have, and then obviously your end goal of, what type of impact do you guys want to do? So those are always, and same thing, hop on the website, create the event, create an account, and you get to speak to me, who gets to help walk you through the process. And there's even times where, I've hopped on a Zoom call while they do one of these events and say a little bit about HeroBox. I flew to Dallas, Texas a couple months ago and actually helped with the event. That was super fun for a really incredible company called Deloitte that's in Westlake, Texas. So yeah, there's a couple of different ways. And then even if you are just like, a classroom, you guys have you're a teacher at a high school, middle school, things like that. You want to just pack a box and send to an employed service member. You can do that as well. And like I said, we always allow the option to mix and match. If you want to get things off their wish list, or you want to hop on Amazon and get a few things, we have that built into our platform that you can get those items directly shipped to them, and you don't have to do a single thing. And that's incredibly easy.
That's good to know. Yeah.
Our hope is that built a platform so easy that, obviously there is no stress in it. It's one of those things that you can just hop on, and within 15 minutes, you've got a package out to a deployed service member. So
will the site tell you whether or not someone has already received a HeroBox?
Yeah, absolutely. Once you have that, there is postage that we provide that has all the tracking information. And then obviously if there is, any type of past deliveries or things like that, then next in line, it would show you that as well. So
okay,
incredibly smart.
And then I guess the final part of my time with you is is there an app out there for HeroBox?
We don't have one
in the
yet.
store. No,
have one yet, but I think that is coming. We have some of the best software developers, I would say, in the United States that are helping us with this. We actually just rolled out some new software within the last 2 weeks that have made hero days effortless. Being able to, once I send you supplies, having the tracking information sent directly to you. So then that way, you know exactly where everything is to keep you on track. And I think that will be something that we are definitely rolling out very soon. So
She just said she has some of the best developers in the world, right? So
Mhm.
now,
That's what I
now
heard.
the Apples and the Microsofts and the
Yeah.
Oracles are going to start calling HeroBox saying they're going to start poaching your people.
Recruiting.
I'm
your people.
saying that because I'm hoping that Larkin's listening because I told him I was doing this podcast. So I'm hoping he'll listen and he'll be like, I'm going to always help her when she needs help.
Whenever she locks out
So
her password, I'm there.
Larkin's the gatekeeper on development.
He is. Yeah. He's our
Okay.
boy.
Hi, Larkin.
Hi, Larkin. Hey, Ryan,
Shout out
doing a
to-
pretty good job so far.
Thank you. Thank you.
As a military spouse, I understand how unpredictable life can be. Whether it's a PCS move or just everyday expenses, money can be tight. That's why it's so important to have a checking account that works for you.
Armed Forces Bank offers our Access Freedom checking accounts designed with military families in mind. If you're looking for no monthly fees, early military pay, and no fee access to over 38,000 ATMs nationwide, we've got you covered. Plus, with our user-friendly mobile app, managing your money is a breeze, no matter where you're stationed.
And with about 75% of our team affiliated with the military, Armed Forces Bank really understands the challenges faced by the military and their families. We've been supporting military families for over 100 years, so you know we'll always have your back.
If you're ready for a checking account that's as flexible as you are, head over to afbank.com or visit a branch near you. Armed Forces Bank, serving those who serve. Member FDIC, $25 opening deposit and e-statements required. Direct deposit required for early military pay. Closing new accounts within 90 days of opening will result in a $25 early closure fee. Message and data rates charged by your mobile phone carrier may apply.
Kind of on that, are you done with all of your mini questions?
Let me check.
Your run-on plethora of questions, yes.
Yes.
So also on the website, herobox.org, it looks like maybe for individuals or companies that might not be equipped for whatever reason to actually pull hero boxes together, there are ways that they can just donate financially.
Absolutely.
Correct me if I'm wrong or if I say any of this incorrect. It looks like there are one-time donation options for a $25 for a fully stocked care package, $50 to support 10 plus troops with essential items. I'd be curious what that looks like. And then $500 that would send 20 fully stocked care packages.
Yeah.
Maybe explain a little bit about that and the impact of those kind of donations as well.
Yeah. So that is an easy way too, if you don't have the time or the manpower to do the Hero Day events. Those are all something that, like I said, hop on and can be sent pretty quickly. The essential items, like we kind of just do commonly requested, basically send those items that we talked about, some of the toiletries, beef jerky, things like that obviously we just kind of go down and say those are commonly requested items. So those are usually what we send for those type boxes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And we mentioned Larkin. So
And Ryan wants his name 6 more times.
we shouted out Larkin. So
Yeah.
I do want to circle back to Ryan and make sure we have
The
a chance. The founder.
Yeah.
And make sure that we give you a chance to talk about him a little bit, your leadership team, anything you would share about him, his background.
Yeah. Ryan is fantastic. He is incredibly smart. He runs a couple businesses, wears a couple different hats, and he has been incredible in this process for me. Just because I came in, kind of right in the middle of we had active hero days going on and things like that. So he kind of jumped in and helped me take over that, and then obviously taught me a whole bunch. He is fantastic with people. He can read a room and talk and just absolutely kill it. He would never admit that, but he can. And like I said, I feel like him and I are really on the same page about a lot of things because we have some of the same values and morals and obviously end goals. So having, family and military or just understanding the importance of taking care of these folks is incredible. Because I think that, being able to volunteer your services like that is something that no one really understands until you have a family member that does that or you do it yourself.
Right.
Yep.
And I think that is the important thing that I always think of in the back of my mind. These folks don't have to do this. This is all something that they chose to do. And I have the utmost respect for that. And I think that Ryan does too. And I think that makes it very easy for me and him to hop on board and do something. And, obviously always make sure that they are taken the best care of that we possibly can.
So is it a fairly flat organization at HeroBox where you don't have a lot of layers, a lot of management layers? So it's really is it a handful of people that are at HeroBox?
Super, super small. It's just me and Ryan that basically handle the day-to-day operations, and we have very little overhead. So, that lets you know that everything that we do is basically turned right back around and donated. And that's I think what sets us apart from a lot of nonprofits or a lot of charitable organizations, because we make sure that everything you donate, we're squeezing out to give the absolute most back to them that we possibly can. And that made me be able to kind of take this job and think, not only is this something that provides for my family, but it's something that's also able to give back. And that is important to me. So I do love that.
Well said. All right. So Katy,
Yes.
fast forward 5 years from now, you've only been there since November, but fast forward to, let's go to 2030. What do you see? Where do you see HeroBox?
I think we're going to absolutely be, twice the size we are right now. I would love to branch out and do some homeless veterans stuff. Brian and I have talked about that. That is a huge priority on my list for sure. I think that, these folks, once they come back from deployment, they have absolutely very little resources, and they're thrown back into society with really no, crutch to be able to help them. And that's something that I would love to be able to do. So I think that may be something that we may be, trying to work towards, and just expand and keep the same, moral compass that we've had, and just that same direction of helping and doing the best that we can. And I think that that's where I would love for us to be. I don't think that it is anything other than just still giving the absolute best service that we can. And I think Ryan would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think the
numbers don't lie based on how much growth you've had in 16 plus years. Yeah.
And I do think there are, unfortunately, opportunities in the homeless veteran community to serve and
unfortunately,
to fill very real needs. So that's
absolutely. Yep. And I think that since we do have such a great following and such great donations and donors, that's an area that if we're able to expand in, that I would hope that we would have just as much success as we've had, with this.
Yeah, no, I bet you would. I sure bet you would.
There's just a couple of reviews I wanted to read about HeroBox that have been out there in the last decade. And there's a plethora of them, but I'm just going to read a handful of them. Okay, Jodi? I've had the incredible experience with HeroBox. I received my soldier within minutes of registering. I sent a question a few weeks later and was responded to very quickly. I recommend this organization to everyone I know. What a rewarding experience. Here's another one. There is no greater feeling when you hear back from them on how much of an impact you made on them. Third one is, it made me feel more personally connected to the heroes who serve our country and lets them know that we care. And then another one is, knowing firsthand the difference I've been able to make while people were deployed is a feeling you can't put into words. Thank you, HeroBox, for affording me this opportunity to help those who give so much of themselves to a nation that will never fully understand exactly what these selfless men and women go through to keep us safe. So if HeroBox is a conduit for this kind of feeling and emotional support and emotional reaction to what an impact you can have on those deployed, then hats off to you, because you've hit a home run.
Yeah, for sure. It makes me a proud mama.
Yeah. It is about giving, because a lot of people, there were more comments said about how important it is to give back. And you mentioned that earlier in the podcast too, Katy, was that even if it's a classroom, even if it's an individual doing a care package, it's giving back that is so rewarding.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like probably about a week before Christmas, I received one of my first really correspondence from a soldier who was still actively deployed. He had sent an email and said that he was just in a really tough spot. And he said, you have no idea. He said, I received this care package. And he's like, it completely turned my deployment around. He said, I was, in a really bad spot. And he's like, I got this. And he's like, it gave me the strength to be able to, to keep going. And I'm like, that's what it's all about.
That's why you do what you do.
Yep. There's the why.
Absolutely. Yep. There's my why.
That is the why.
Yeah.
There's the
She
why.
even answered a question, because normally we'll ask, is there a story or two that
I know she read, she as complicated as it could be to read your mind.
I'm up 3-1 now.
She read your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with a fairly small team doing all of this, big work, I imagine on any given day you wear a lot of different hats. So what does a normal day look? Is there a normal day? What does
Do you know what the day is?
What does the generally normal day look like for you doing all this?
Yeah. So for me, I've had to obviously adjust to work from home, which is this is the first job that I've ever had working from home. So, and I am a social butterfly. I know you can't tell from this podcast, but that has been a struggle for me, not having that interaction. So when someone calls or someone, I'm able to help someone, like I'll pile up on the phone with them because I'm like, you're the first person I talked to today. Like, how's your day? What do you do? What do you eat for breakfast? Like, we're like besties by the end of the conversation. But I think that that is nice because I'm able to make a personal connection with everybody just because it is so small. You don't call and talk to three different people who have to get an answer from someone else. You call and talk to me. If I can't answer it, then I report to Ryan and say, hey, I've got this issue. What do I do? And I get back to them. So I think that that's what's important too, is that that person that left the review is 100% right. If you send a message to our website, you send an email, I'm right on getting you the answer, because I don't want you to miss out on being able to donate, or I don't want you to not know what to do to move the process forward. And that's important to me. But yeah, I get up every day. I get myself ready, get my little boy ready, and start my day. And this is our busy time, I think, because of like spring and after obviously tax season. A lot of corporations are starting to do some of their, annual events and things like that. So I've had a huge influx on Hero Days, which we are so blessed to be able to have those. So that's taken a good bit of my time, just because those are pretty tedious, ordering items, making sure they get to those events on time and things like that. So that's kept me pretty busy, but I love it. I absolutely love it. Cause like I said, I'm a people person. So love to solve problems. And, I love that steady income of, people coming in and calling. So it's nice.
Hey, Katy, I know this is you said it's a busy season, but so when Memorial Day, Veterans Day, Military Appreciation Month in May, 4th of July, you think about some of these wonderful military calendar events. Do you see a spike in the interest in HeroBox, or do you do digital outreach or digital advertising to promote HeroBox somehow?
We do email campaigns. We do text campaigns through an organization. That's fantastic. So we obviously have those. I obviously have not been through this season of 4th of July, Memorial Day just yet, but I know obviously like I said, this season, I saw more Hero Days. And when I started, obviously tail end of like November and December, I saw a lot more of individual donations. And I think a lot of people were doing that for Christmas, which I love. That was a huge thing for me, because you got to kind of hear all those stories of people saying, hey, like for a Christmas gathering, we decided to, sponsor a soldier. So everybody's kind of getting things together and, they're going to send a package. So I think it's different times of the year you see an influx in the different ways of donating, but we have been so blessed that throughout the entire year, we've stayed pretty steady with people wanting to give back. So that's great.
I love that Christmas gathering idea. I like our family, we get together at Christmas and we all look at each other like none of us need anything. So why do we go out and buy some weird present for each other that we don't need and probably won't like, when we could pool our resources and do something of value? So I love that idea.
For sure.
So do you have any last comments you want to share? You covered a lot of ground. I think one of the reasons why she and I do this podcast is to find companies like HeroBox, the hidden gems.
Yeah.
That are not necessarily household names or dinner table names, but they are names that mean something to people and have an impact on the military community, especially those deployed. So to be able to showcase HeroBox, and if our Nellis Air Force Base location didn't bring it to my attention a year ago, I wouldn't have heard of it. And so getting the word out there, building awareness, is a part of why we do what we do.
I am so thankful for you guys, because that's incredible to me, because I feel like I always want to say, like, don't sleep on us. Like, don't sleep on HeroBox. Like, we do, for us to be so small, like, we do such great things.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, end goal is to always make sure that, every customer, whether it is a deployed service member or a person that is donating, we want to make sure that they get the absolute most customer service care that they possibly can. And that is my goal. Obviously, we talked about 5-year goal, but my goal this year is to be able to get the name HeroBox out so that we can, impact even more. Because I think it is one of those things that you don't always see, but I think anytime anybody ever stumbles on the website, they're like, man, this is amazing. Like, why didn't we know about this? I don't know.
Are you pretty active on social media, HeroBox?
We are. Yeah, actually, I'm doing a little bit more learning that. Obviously, trying to get a little bit out with social media. Going to do like a giveaway in the next little bit. Ordered some cool swag. We got some new hats and koozies and things like that. So anything like that I can even send when someone has a Hero Day event, to be able to kind of do a little bit of a word of mouth stuff too. So we're definitely working over here, trying to get some new avenues and stay relevant. So
Jodi harasses a lot of our podcast guests, and
Oh my gosh.
if there's merchandise to be offered, she's like, "Well, can I give you my
I
address?"
usually go out and buy
Jodi,
it.
you email me, boo boo. I'll send you all I got.
See? I'm her boo-boo.
Did I thought I reached boo boo status.
Yeah,
Did
no,
you?
clearly not, Tom McLean.
All right,
Yes.
3-2.
Yes, we are in fact besties.
We are at the end of the road.
Yes, or the end of the podcast, as it were.
You don't want to sing a Boys to Men song?
I do not. I do not.
Motown
I do
Philly?
want to play the Military Minute.
Okay.
Ooh,
Do you think Katy wants to play the Military Minute?
Katie's probably questioning all of her life decisions having joined this podcast.
Katie, this has been the best day of your life.
it really has. Minus the birth of my child, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
We're a close second? Yeah.
Yeah. We'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, distant second.
yeah, she had her fingers crossed behind her back. So, Military Minute, we sort of love the game, but it is a trivia game. But there are two parts to this today. So the first one, if you happen to know the answer, you can respond. The second one, we're going to ask you to not answer because we're going to tee that one up for our audience and see what they can do.
Do you think she'll know about Jack Home?
I don't think she'll know unless you happen to listen to our last podcast, which, by the way, hasn't dropped yet and hasn't been published. So chances are low.
Yeah, I got it in the pre-download.
She's been studying.
Yes.
So our last Military Minute, it was a 2-part question because Tom's been a fan of those lately.
Sometimes
about
3.
Jack Ohm, our guest from Tunnel to Towers Foundation. He was a student athlete at what university and in what sport did he participate?
See if Katy knows the answer to that.
Harvard University, and he played.
Yeah, because you don't have that many choices about universities, so that's a good guess.
You might guess the sport.
Guess
You wanna
the sport.
lacrosse.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. That was a very good guess, though.
Technically, it's part of track and field.
It was maybe, yeah. So it was Marist University in track and field.
That was my next.
So yeah, I figured Marist would have been your second choice. But if you are in our audience and you listen to that podcast and you remembered because you have a mind like a steel trap and you answered that on our post, watch for your name to be posted as the lucky recipient of $50 for yourself and $50 for a charity of your choice.
Do you remember
which
what
we just
$50?
established.
What would $50 get?
Well, $100 could buy 4 individual hero boxes. If my math is right.
Yeah.
Math's a little hard.
We'll check it.
Check the math, but you could buy multiple hero boxes with that.
All day long. All day long.
Yes. The next question, though, so don't answer this one because we want to tee this one up for our audience, but you might know this one. This week's Military Minute takes us to a question about deployment. What is the average number of troops deployed at any given time? Enter dead silence because we don't want to say the answer.
No, but I want to know. I want to have a head nod from Katy if she knows the answer.
We'll say
she said yes. That's excellent.
So if you're a
So
sharp,
Ryan, be very proud of Katy. Yes.
so if you are a sharp cookie, to kind of continue our Girl Scout theme here, and you know
Well
that answer,
played.
or you can find that answer when this podcast drops, make sure you put that in the comments. And then if you are correct, most importantly, you too could be entered to win $50 for you and $50 for a charity of your choice. So between last podcast and this podcast, that would have, in actual terms, be 8 hero boxes. My math is working
Math
today.
is mathin'.
Math is mathin'.
Speaking of, and
I will end this by saying thank you, Katy. You were
Thank you, guys.
fun to have on here, but more importantly, it was really great to hear about HeroBox and to share that with our audience. And I hope they have listened and taken that to heart and find their way to herobox.org and put action behind the words today and help support what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah. We will take all we can.
if my final comments, if you enjoyed today's episode as much as Jodi and Katy did, go out to afbank.com and subscribe to the show. Also, make sure to rate us, leave us a comment on your favorite podcast platform. Katy, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. So find us. You can find us
fancy.
anywhere. Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm a loyal fan now.
Tell Ryan we said hello.
Yeah.
Tell Ryan we
To Larkin,
appreciate.
we said, hey.
Yeah, tell Ryan that we appreciate getting behind an organization that's flourished over the years. So
Absolutely.
good work.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, Katy.
Bye-bye.
Copyright Armed Forces Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All non-Armed Forces Bank owned apps, websites, company names, and product names are trademarks or registered trademarks of their respective owners. Their mention does not imply any affiliation with or endorsement by Armed Forces Bank of them or their products and services. They are merely used as examples of the many available apps, companies, and websites that offer similar services. Before using any app or website, you should carefully review the terms of use, data collection, and privacy policy. Apps may have an initial cost or in-application purchase features. This information is general in nature and is not intended to be legal, tax, or financial advice. Although Armed Forces Bank believes this information to be accurate, it cannot ensure that it could change. Statements or opinions of individuals referenced herein are their own, not Armed Forces Bank. Consult an appropriate professional concerning your specific situation and respective governing bodies for applicable laws, such as IRS.gov for current tax law. Armed Forces Bank, the Armed Forces Bank logo, and the Militarily Speaking logo are registered trademarks of Armed Forces Bank.